I'm back, but this time it's with a win, and as you can see there's one of the hardest medals in the game to get in standard, and it's always nice to see it picked up. And as the title of this one says, there is no shame in running, because you got to know when it's time to leave the party. If you overstay, you're going to end up being sick on the carpet or standing on the cat. So let's have a look at the team sheet for this one. It's a tier 6, tier 7 game. Couple of destroyers, couple of cruisers, and a load of battleships. And everybody's thinking, a lot of battleships, you're in a destroyer, this should be a massive damage game. Guess what? It doesn't have to be a massive damage game, because if you know me, I will firstly always play for the win. And that's what I strongly suggest that you do too. Nobody necessarily plays the game to lose, although there are probably more casual players out there than there are seasoned sea captains, and so it comes down to us to keep their win rate at 50% and try to keep yours above that if you are one of the veteran players that actually likes to take the game a little bit more seriously, but not too seriously. So there are two destroyers out here, one of which is the Friesland, who I don't really want to run into, and the other one is the Black. And although I can probably compete with the Black, the Friesland has that trick of sonar and smoke and very rapid firing guns, and that can be problematic because our reload is a lot slower than this, and unless you've got support, you're never going to win in a gunfight. Now, I did have to mute that Belfast because I think he was playing with his TV speakers on, or there was a radio in the background and it was just coming back through on the audio and was frankly annoying. So please do be considerate to other players. Consider buying yourself a headset to play on. I use the Logitech G935 wireless because it works on PS5, Xbox and PC. Obviously other brands are available. This video is in no way sponsored by Logitech, but I've used a number of their headsets over the years and I find them to be extremely good. And they do come with a 2-year warranty, whereas a lot of headsets only come with a 1-year warranty. So there you go. And they've done me good on the warranty in the past after something broke accidentally. But here we go, we're pushing into the cap because we aren't contested. Red team have taken A cap, so there's a destroyer over there. We've got B cap, so taking the center cap is going to give us control of the map, because then we can start looking around for targets. And also it means that if red team want a cap, they've got to push forward, because if you control the caps, you're obviously gaining points a lot quicker than the other team are, as long as, of course, your ships are not being killed. Now, as we played through this game, it did look like we were going to continue to maintain an advantage for some time, and that was something that I felt confident about. But look across here, we've got these really nice long range torpedoes, and there is something in the smoke there, so we're going to see if we can go fishing for a dope in a smoke. Now, the shells that were coming out were quite rapid, so that leads me to believe that we have got the Friesland out here. Now, the fact that I've got torpedoes going towards that smoke screen and the high chance that he is running his sonar means that he is likely to go running out of that smoke screen when he sees the torpedoes coming, and hopefully if we can get him spotted, then our team can take care of him, because at the moment it doesn't look as though that Iowa can see anything, because there isn't much fire coming out of that smoke screen towards blue team ships. But look, there he is, there's the Friesland, he's running. Now, I don't know if that's radar, sonar or what, I didn't pay attention to the ship list, but he is running away as fast as he can, but not quite as fast as my torpedoes, and he is going to catch the last one of those and go out to give us our first kill of the game. So all these guys that have been hanging back here on this side of the map against the Friesland, who hasn't got torpedoes, guys, you got to remember that. You can push him on the cap. The Iowa, he is ticking away hit points. I am in the cap. He can't see me. He can't get guns on. So I'm thinking, can I get torpedoes on? Let's have a look. But no, he's backing up around the island, and he's probably going to be dead before we can get around there. There we go. Bismarck picks up the kill with a fire, but we lose our Leon in the final salvo from the Iowa. I imagine he tried to turn broadside to get a full salvo on and paid the price. Now, looking at the other side of the map, it looks like the majority of Red Team has pushed across in that direction, and that means that they're going to be coming this way soon. That's not going to be good for us, is it? Because they still have a destroyer, they still have the black, and the majority of our team are on this side. We do still have 2 destroyers, and Red Team are pushing hard. I think they realise that they don't have the advantage on caps, but they do have a 1-ship advantage. Yeah. It isn't going to stay that way for long. They're going to start opening up that lead by starting to twat our ships off the map, while our ships seem to sail around in completely different directions, and it leaves me wondering what I'm going to do. So, thinking tactically, if Red Team take if they take C cap, they are going to want B cap, especially if they kill all the ships across there, because that's going to give them a lead, or at least they're going to catch up. Now I'm looking behind me for where my support is, and there's 3 ships there. That's good. They're all spread out, which means they can get a crossfire onto Red Team. There's the Massachusetts, and I'm going to start running in and trying to get them within my torpedo range. But we're going to have to play carefully, because if we play close to this island in front of us, it means that if anything comes through the gap, that we will be in detectability range. So we need to think about where we're going to be. Now, Red Team are still pushing hard, and my thought is they're actually going to push all the way through and then come through to the south. Now, I could push in from the north, but with so many big ships left, we need to try and get some of these guys off the map, because they have now taken down 4 to our 2. Now, damage-wise, I'm on what? Just under 18,000, but we've got a solo cap, we've got a cap assist, we've got a kill under our belt, so all in, we're not doing too badly. We are doing our job, but there is still a lot of work to be done if we're to even think that we're going to be able to win this game. So here we go, flipping through the targets, looking at where they are. There's the P bag. I'm guessing that other destroyer is just running away from that P bag ration, and at the same time the P bag is using the commander skill, which directs him to the nearest target, and obviously he also has radar available, and it probably means that that destroyer is going to meet an untimely end, and he does indeed meet an untimely end by trying to play clever and getting outplayed. Now the black is still out here as well. He has a lot of torpedoes. Obviously those torpedoes are hard hitting, but they're very slow and should give any one of these guys the opportunity to get out of the way of them before they reach them. But it's not the torpedoes they need to be worried about, it's all of those big guns. Now these guys look like they're going to start coming in this direction. We are waiting for a torpedo reload, and we're going to try and put ourselves in a position where we can spot as much as possible. Now, given that P bag is pretty much broadside to the rest of our team in running down that destroyer, it would be nice if they were to focus on him, and then I can work on the rest of them. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. That destroyer has pulled in behind a rock. And I think what his plan was, without seeing it from his point of view, is he was going to hide behind the rock, wait for the P-bag to come around the corner and torpedo him, a bit like that Massachusetts just ate my torpedoes. So that gives us kill number 2. But I don't know whether that P-bag's been saving a radar. I can't remember if it has sonar, to be honest. But Mr. Little Ambush plan is not going to work at all, and P-bag is going to open up a whole can of whoop-ass on him and send him back to port. So, sorry, not sorry, it potentially wasn't the best place. I understand what was happening and that you were doing your best to do that. You wouldn't have had to do that if this team had actually thought about putting some fire on that guy. So here we go. The Kansas looks as though he has a perma burn on him, although he might actually have 2. So here we go. Let's get the shots on. We think about putting torpedoes across there, but he's going to turn in towards our guys, so we are going to keep the fire on him, because this could potentially be kill number 3. But there we go. The Loyang killed something, and I don't know what it was. I know it wasn't the P-bag, because we're going to see him just a few moments later. But there we go. The Kansas is about to burn out, but the Charles Martel whips the kill away, and I'm a bit miffed at that one because it wasn't necessary. But the Charles Martel is going to do his thing, and he is actually, I think, going to dispatch the black for us. But there's a lot of shells going in on that black. He has made the mistake of firing his guns, getting himself spotted, and there we go. He does go down. No, sorry, who's that? That's one of the blue team goes down to the black. But the black isn't going to survive. He's still there in the game. But look at that. Red team have brought it back. It's 5 ships to 3. We still have, over a 200-point advantage because of the caps, and there is a prime example of why you should play the cap points, not abandon them. And if your team are pushing the cap, then you should support them. But we lose the Charles Martel as well. It is 5 ships to 2. But the Charles Martel somehow manages to torpedo the black, and I'll have to say that is the bit that probably saved my skin, because the black is really the only ship out there that potentially had the speed to catch me on the map, unless of course you've got something like radar and can hit that button and light up the little blighter from a distance like the P-bag just did. This is not good for my health, so I'm staying skinny and trying to get away, knowing that that will eventually burn out. But here we go. It is 2 versus 4 now. I don't like firing my torpedoes bow on, because it gives people the opportunity to straight line through those torpedoes, but the intention here is to keep him going in a straight line and to corral him, to basically stop him from moving too far in either direction, so that the guy that's behind me in the battleship can potentially put some hurt on him. But this isn't good. I've got a long time before my smoke screen's up, even though I've got a couple of targets in range of my guns and I could open up on them. I don't want to risk getting focused, but here we go. Red team are turning on to Bravo Cap. This is where we run the risk of losing the game, and it is not good at all. Having played this map, having played 2 caps, having played to give this team a chance, to give them the advantage, and it appears as though it has all been thrown away. Now, I think these 2 battleships here are in division, and I'm looking at what they're doing. The P-bag is on this side. We put a widespread out there. Oh my goodness, there's an Albemarle as well. He hasn't been spotted pretty much this entire game, I think. He's got nasty HE, plus he's got sonar. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop those torps off. We lose the battleship. It is 1 plays 4. That's not a good situation to be in. Now I'm thinking, how long have we got left in the game? And it's literally ticking down through the last, 20 seconds? We get a torpedo on the P bag, and we also get torpedoes on the Leon and kill that to give us our third kill. And we need to get around this island so we don't get deleted. I know we're pretty much full health, but we fire a single salute off as the sign that we finish with a solo warrior. Only 65,500 damage, but 3 kills out of it with a solo cap, a cap assist, and a couple of cap defends. But there you go. Sometimes, as I said, you've got to know when you're going to leave the party. Base XP wise, 2701, so a slightly better than average game, but by no means miraculous. And I think realistically, based on some of the XP scores there, we kind of were a well balanced match, and it was a matter of who played the cleverest, which in this case was me. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and stick around and watch one of these videos. Until next time, please do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.